California police plead for help amid officer shortage as union boss warns of unprecedented riot onslaught. As the protests against Los Angeles immigration raids spread, state law enforcement leaders are sounding the alarm on the dangers facing officers on the front lines of the riots. I've been around for a very long time, and I've seen similar to what we're facing now. Jank Johnson, president of the California Association of Highway Patrolmen, told Fox News Digital, but I've never seen the amount of onslaught. Thousands of protesters descended on Los Angeles in the last 2 weeks after U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers, ICE, began conducting raids throughout the sanctuary city. The violence included rioters hurling projectiles at law enforcement officers and lighting numerous self-driving electric vehicles on fire. In response to the protests, over 640 highway patrol officers have been sent to Los Angeles. Additionally, nearly 400 additional CHP Special Response Team officers have been deployed to aid law enforcement. There's hundreds of state troopers and highway patrolmen that are deployed in both the Bay Area and particularly in Los Angeles, Johnson said. They are working very long hours, anywhere from 16 to 20 hours a day, trying to keep the peace down there. It's been a very dangerous situation. Los Angeles police have made more than 500 arrests related to the protest activity, with the most serious charges ranging from assault against police officers to possession of a Molotov cocktail and gun, according to the police department. 9 police officers have been injured in the protests, with the majority being minor injuries. The LAPD and CHP did not immediately respond to Fox News Digital's request for comment. Several CHP cars were damaged along the 101 freeway as officers tried to clear protesters from the road, marking yet another assault on law enforcement operations in the midst of the riots. I witnessed one of our officers get hit in the head with a rock, Johnson said. Had he not had his helmet and mask on, there is no doubt in my mind that he would have been killed. It smacked him right in the face, and he was actually pulled to safety by an officer I know very well. While on the ground, CHP officers are faced with the task of identifying in real time who is following the law and who is looking to break it, a situation that Johnson called very difficult. The persons that are down there participating in the First Amendment rights are quickly overtaken by these bad actors that are definitely in the crowd, Johnson told Fox News. There's a significant amount of them in the crowd, and it really takes over the peaceful protests that are hundreds of people participating in. It really turns these into bad situations where now we have to decide who's a peaceful protester and who is a bad actor. Johnson believes the answer is ensuring the safety of both law enforcement and demonstrators who may be acting peacefully is by civilians reporting sightings of violent protesting to police. It's time to start turning these people in, Johnson said. It's time to start recording them, getting information for the crimes that you see committed, and turning them into the police. The call for cooperation between peaceful protesters and law enforcement comes as an appeals court blocked a federal judge's decision forcing President Donald Trump to return control over to the National Guard troops to California last Thursday. Trump has deployed more than 4,000 Guard soldiers to Los Angeles, along with roughly 700 Marines, Major General Scott Sherman said. The appeals court declined to rule over the status of the Marines since they had not taken to the streets yet. In a post on Truth Social, Trump thanked the appeals court for ruling, writing, "If I didn't send the military into Los Angeles, the city would be burning to the ground right now." Trump and Governor Gavin Newsom continue to clash in a legal battle over control over the National Guard and the troops' roles in the riots. The Guard has been sent to protect federal property and accompany officials on immigration raids. While the troops do have the ability to temporarily detain people who attack officers, any arrests must be made by law enforcement. As far as the intersection with the National Guard, I haven't seen any intersection with them. Johnson said. For 3 or 4 nights I was out there. I didn't see any National Guard. I saw what was on the news. They're guarding federal facilities, but they haven't been integrated with any of us. Johnson leads a union that represents approximately 7,000 patrolmen deployed throughout the state. However, he points to staffing shortages caused by attractive retirement packages, leaving a gaping hole in the department's headcount. We're almost down to 1,000 bodies for highway patrolmen in California, Johnson said, adding, we have a really hard time filling in these positions. As the anti-ICE protesters stretch into their second week, law enforcement throughout Los Angeles is bracing for the unknown. When you're out there and it's a very dangerous situation, you don't think about the politics or your personal politics, Johnson said. Cops are very good at that. I've been around these guys for decades and they're my brothers and sisters. And I know they're very, very good people. And although they might have their personal views, it doesn't spill over into these situations. And that is it for that article. I got the article from Fox News. This article is from the USA Today. Hundreds arrested in LA protest as Hegseth hints at more deployments updates. 2 people have been charged with throwing firebombs during the 5 days of protests that have rocked a downtown section of the city and prompted President Trump's controversial decision to send 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines here, authorities said. A federal complaint charges Emilio Gardino Galvez, 23 of Paramount, and I'm not even going to try to say that name, 27 of Long Beach, with possession of an unregistered destructive device which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison. U.S. Attorney Bill, whatever his name is, said at least 9 people face federal charges related to the demonstration. The protests have been prompted by immigration and customs enforcement sweeps spurred by President Trump's directive to find immigrants living in the United States without legal status. The Los Angeles Police Department said they have arrested over 385 people since the protests began, including over 200 people after a curfew was imposed Tuesday night. Protests against immigration raids and in support of demonstrators in Los Angeles have spread from coast to coast. Dozens of people were arrested in protests Tuesday night in cities including New York, Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. Meanwhile, in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott deployed the National Guard. Marines expected to deploy within 48 hours. Their activation and inclusion in the task force was intended to provide adequate numbers of forces to provide continuous coverage of the area in support of the lead federal agency, said officials referring to the Department of Homeland Security, which includes immigration and customs enforcement. Homeland Security seeks weapons, drones for a LA immigration crackdown. The Department of Homeland Security has asked the Pentagon for help in transporting weapons from Fort Benning in Georgia and another site in Wyoming to Los Angeles, where its immigration crackdown has become increasingly militarized. Yeah, crazy situation here. People protesting in LA. Some people calling it riots, unrest, whatever word you want to use. Crazy situation. Are you with the protesters? Are you with ICE? Are you with the immigrants? Or are you somewhere in between all of this? Or do you just simply don't care because you across the map and, you know, like me, you over here in Michigan or over here in some other state where it's not really affecting your everyday life as of now. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like and subscribe button, all that good stuff. I appreciate all my subscribers. Now I'll catch you on the next one. Much love, peace, blessings, and much gratitude.